Alright, I have a special little banger for you guys lined up here today as we are checking out Star Renegades. This game is slated to come out September 8th, so we do have an early look at the game here. That being said, because it's an early build, things are still subject to change, so keep that in mind as we check this out. But this is brought to us from the same developer of Halcyon 6, which is a game we covered a while back in the channel, which I really enjoyed a lot. I thought it had a lot of promise, and if you compare Halcyon 6 to the awesome pixel art in this game, your mind's gonna be blown. In many ways, this reminds me so much of Octopath Traveler, just in space, with giant mechs, a bunch of explosions, and more importantly, a ton of fun. Let's get to it. Alright, so keep in mind this is not the full build as yet, so there's no lengthy introduction. The moment I hit start, this is literally where it drops me off. So, we have a mysterious scientist. Alright, the only thing left to do is to turn you on. Okay, so let's go ahead and activate this droid. Beautiful. All systems go. Maybe this fight isn't over after all. Did a pretty good job making it look like a run-of-the-mill servo bot. That should come in handy. Now, J5T, that almost looks like Justin. I'm gonna call you Justin. We have to go outside. I'll let you lead the way. Alright. So, let's see. We are now in control of Servbot over here. So, as I mentioned, I already took this out for a spin, so I kind of know what to expect. It's going to be a bit of a combat mechanics going to be explained to us here pretty soon, which is really where the game shines, the combat, but we'll get to that soon. Justin is surprised. These buildings usually aren't on fire. Oh, that's good. That's good, but the natural state of these buildings is not aflame. The attack just ended, but they'll be back soon to finish the job, so we have to hurry. The entry point is right over there. Travel through the portal. So, let's go through here. Pay attention, J5. You need to walk through the portal and deliver a very important message for me. Find Professor Zurich. They're the only person I can trust. They might just be a little testy, but that's just how geniuses are sometimes. Find them and play the message I gave you. Can you do that? So, that is our destination right there. Find Professor Zurich. Oh, look at that. Same person who sent us back here. What did I say about not being... Come here. Give me whatever message you have. Oh, do I have a doozy for you? I'm in the middle of studying the most important unexplainable quantum phenomenon of my career, so whatever this is, I hope it's reality-shattering. Hello, Dr. Zurich. I bet it probably is, huh? Okay, I guess that counts. Let's cut to the chase. I'm you, and you're me. We're from different realities. I know this is highly confusing, even to you. I've sent this hyper-advanced servobot across the quantum divide to warn you. Your reality is under attack even as we speak. Does this have anything to do with the Q71 entanglement phenomenon you detected over Norash? Precisely. You certainly alerted the Star Union Council, and they've dispatched the Armada to investigate. You'll learn very soon that the Armada has been destroyed by a starship of unimaginable power cloaked in the entanglement. This ship is from another reality, and its goal is to conquer your entire galaxy. I know, because they've already conquered mine. I've got to warn them? It's far too late. But when the Council calls seeking your brilliant expertise on parallel realities, you'll need to have a plan ready. And that's where I come in. I know these invaders' next move and how you can stop them. If you follow my lead, your world has a shot. But if you fail, promise me you'll send Justin through the next reality they invade, because they will never stop. Now listen up. Here's the plan. Pretty cool, huh? I'm already digging that entire part of the story alone. Meanwhile, over Norash, a small force of mysterious raiders destroys the mighty Star Union Armada. The surviving starfighter attempts to regroup, pursued by the relentless enemy squadrons. And here we'll be getting to the combat pretty soon. Win, answer me! Let me know you're alive! I'm fine, Dave. Those enemy fighters are good. Really good. I'm lucky I managed to land in one piece. You get points for missing all those buildings. Sub crud. I got more of those fighters on my tail. Where are they all coming from? I landed by the train of Fort Garon, if I can get to the base in time. You can get those anti-craft guns online, my thoughts exactly. That'll be a nice surprise for those fighters following me. Great plan. I'll calm you when I'm at the base, over and out. Raiders, huh? Let's do it. Alright, so keep in mind because, this is a start. These battles are going to be a little bit heavy on the tutorialization, I guess, so I will try to skip through a lot of that just so we can see more of the game itself. And I'll just give you like a condensed version once I'm actually doing my own combat here. So, all of our actions will be taking place up here. Essentially, if you knock your opponent off of this bar, you break their turn, you kick them over to the next turn instead. But there's a limitation how many times you can do that, so we'll get into that here pretty soon. So, if we inspect the units first, we can see what they're up to. This guy is planning to do just a regular fire attack, which is 15 damage, also apparently 1 pierce, and down here sometimes it'll tell you what they're weak against, what they're strong against, but for the trooper, nothing really in particular. The only thing we have to do right now, because of the tutorial portion, is to cleave. So this will be a heavy attack. Heavy attacks do let us do more damage. Some heavy attacks obviously will be strong against certain enemies, but they're also very slow. So what happened right there was that this enemy attacked us first because it was a heavy, slow attack. So he got a crit against us. Ideally, what I've noticed thus far is that the faster you attack, the better it is to set up crits and breaks in general, which I guess will make more sense here soon. But see, now we're from a cleave, we're going over to a slash to attack. And as you can see now in the bar above, we have a crit, which is indicating that we're about to crit this dude. Now, if you see on his little icon up there, there's a 2 that's turning into a 1. That indicates how many times he can take advantage of crits before they build up an immunity to it. If it hits 0, you can't abuse the crit too often. So you have to let them attack to build their immunity back up, and then you can do it again. So it's a very intriguing little mechanic for sure. I hope it's not too confusing as I'm explaining it here, but you guys can pause and read the stuff if you want to have a better look at the things here, but I'm giving you like a condensed, faster version here. So we have taken off all the shields now, we're down to the HP, so this is where, obviously, to end the battle altogether. And as you can see, we're about to break him. This is where, essentially this turn, he no longer takes his attack anymore until the following turn. He'll still have the same attack, but it won't happen to the next turn itself. And at this point, for him, it's just about over. It's indicating the kill shot right here. Wow, I guess the earth shifted enough to expose one of these Titan hands. That's really cool because that's going to be playing into a lot of the things I've noticed in the game thus far. And like, there's like these giant mechanized hands that are protruding now from the earth, I guess, over time. So something went down really big a long time ago that we have like a bunch of like underground, or at least mechs, buried under a bunch of rubble too. Alright, so this will be a bit of a different foe. We can inspect them right now too. I'm pretty sure the game will teach us about that soon, but I'm taking the initiative here. This will be the traits that he carries. So if we click this, you'll be able to see what they're strong against, what they're weak against, etc., etc. So this guy's going to do pyro damage. He resists pyro damage, but he's weak against light and normal attacks. Therefore, what we're doing again is going to be a heavy, because it wants to teach us about how some enemies are resistant to certain attacks. So this guy, resistant against heavy attacks, so very terrible damage there. And he's also going to light us up, so now we have taken a significant amount of armor damage. And we might be on fire too. Whoops, that didn't work. Maybe a lighter touch? Let's try Hue. And again, you can pause that and read that. It'll tell you about the different type of damage so we've seen thus far: heavy, light, AoE, etc., etc. So this time we're doing light, which we know is strong against them. So we'll get our crit in there for sure. So now, if we do slash, we can once again break them. This is where I talked about a little bit earlier about the abusing of the breaks, because if you keep doing this over and over, well, they'll never attack and you're completely safe. So now that he's at a 0, we no longer could abuse the breaks. So now he has to get an attack in before that immunity builds back up, and you could definitely do it again. So because of that, we know that it's going to hurt a lot, so our best thing to do is to just defend. And we'll take that one in the chin, but for reduced damage. Shields are now down, we are burning. But things could have been worse otherwise. And armor, except read more about that if you want to, but obviously armor is a little bit of an extra defense once the shields go down. If you have some damage still left over from regular attack, whatever shields you have will block that before it goes into your actual HP. So let's do Sunder. Not enough for the kill just yet, but we're definitely getting there. And we broke him too, so that attack he was planning, no longer. We're still burning though. And now we'll finish him off with the last crit, and that'll be it. Again, these are tutorialized, so there's no way you can actually lose them. That's the reason why I want to get through this really quick, so we get into some of the stuff where you could possibly then lose, and also get into the team battle system here. So, let's skip through this here a little bit. Okay, Dav, the guns are powered up. I'll lead these fighters right to you. It'll be like shooting sub-subs in a barrel. Where'd that ominous otherworldly ship come from? I've got a bad feel. Davian, pull up. Something else took remote control of the guns. Well, there goes Davian. I guess I botched the landing. Top, you're alive. We gotta get out of here. Can you walk? I'm fine, just a little shaken. That was a close call. Mysterious threat.
I found what you're looking for, Mother. He's as pathetic as you said he'd be.
Now this guy in particular looks really, really awesome. So we have the mech outside, and then we have some sort of creature within kind of controlling him, but you can see like his arms, his actual arms from the creature in the robotic exosuit itself. So it's just really, really cool. So he has 200 armor, 175. And right now, this laser eye attack is going to also apparently cause irradiated, which, -5 defense versus health damage. So, I guess we could try to break him and get some crits in there. We know he's weak against heavy. But again, heavy is also very slow. We might want to hit those once we break him and push him back a bit. So, right now we're starting off with Davion. Let's see if we do a blade throw. This would be a crit, and as you can see, it's going to push him right off the bar, just about, I'm pretty sure. And then with Win, we can follow up with a heavy then. And we'll get our crit because we have pushed him out of the attack he was going to do. So now we take advantage of the fact that he's delayed a little bit from that blade throw. And give him the extra bit of damage. Boom. And our boy's off to the next turn now. But he's also now at a 0, so I do believe now we can no longer abuse that. But shields, significant damage to him. So I would say at this point, because more than likely we won't be able to push him off no matter what, we have to defend with Win here. So with Davion, let's just go with a heavy attack. And then we'll defend with Win. So we'll definitely take advantage of the weakness that he has, but we'll also play defensive here with Win. Not take too much damage along the way. Boom. Weak against that. Shield's just about gone. Got a little bit more. Now apparently we have a combo attack here. That's going to be based off of the Fury that we have over there, so I'm not sure if we could build up enough to it. For the Psyfix Slam, we need apparently 22, which we're at 20 right now, so if he survives a bit longer, we might be able to do it. For now, let's go ahead and you're back up to a 1. Can I hit you before? Yes, so if I hit you with a heavy, you'll be broken, which is perfect. And we'll do the same with Win here. Oh, that's gonna be the kill shot, so never mind. I guess the flurry. I did so well that we won't be able to show it off here. Broken, and this should be for the kill. Awesome. And we got some cash right there for that. Now here he is outside of the exosuit.
A temporary setback, Mother shall soon have a victory.
So let's go ahead and inspect this really quickly. Oh, look at that HP and look at that armor. As you could probably imagine, it's one of those unwinnable fights. Now the interesting thing here is that the only target for him was Davion. No, this can't be happening.
Mother, I have done what you asked. Bring me back. I cannot last much longer.
The attack stopped after that, but it was way too late. The Star Union fleet was crippled, and you were dead. So that basically sets up the entire background to our story here. Now we're at the Imperium throne room. This is kind of intriguing because it lets you view your enemies. Leaders, behemoths, and adversaries, and this game also has a bit of a nemesis system from games like, Shadow of Mordor and stuff like that, where if the enemies beat you, they will evolve and also get stronger over time and learn new abilities, which will make them even more difficult for you to defeat down the line. This is also where we get to build our team for the first time as well. Although I'm not sure if it's random. Let's see if I draw the same people. This will be the Saboteur. Yeah, I guess it's the same people. Perfect. Noto Kaltoris. This guy's pretty good. He's got like range attacks. They're really quick, not too strong, but you could definitely use them to combo things up. And down here, we should have, I believe, Roboto Boy. Essentially plays out like a bit of a buffer. So, our goal obviously is going to be this boy right over there. But we have a random fight that's not tutorialized here for us to do. So let's at least do this one here. There's also a camping system where you get to... It kind of works out like a bit like Darkest Dungeon, where you get to heal your combats, or at least your combatants, on your way to the last fight. Shields, give yourselves buffs for the upcoming fights. And it's also a way to kind of build a relationship between characters, because the better companionship you have, the better it is for combos. It kind of works a little bit like Xenoblade's companionship system when you chain link attacks and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of elements in this game that they've added into, which is really intriguing. So right now we have, who do we have here? Robo Soldier, 37 and 100, and you are Spider, 15 and 110. Let's start off with a slash, and with any luck, that'll push you back a little teeny tiny bit. We could go after you first, or the Spider. I guess we'll go after you first, though. That's gonna take all of your shields for the most part and also push you back. And we have Bestow Shields. Right now our shields are maxed out, so we don't need them. So we'll just do a Discharge, which is an area of attack. It'll hurt both of them. It'll also wind up breaking the Soldier. Same turn, which is good. And then with our boy, the Shooter, at this point, because he's gonna be broken no matter what, let's just do a straight shot, which would be more damage for us. But as you can see, that's going to be 3 crits in total. So it's going to reduce it down to a 0. Next round, he will not be able to be at least crit and broken. But we are doing significant amount of damage the next time around. He might also be dead before he launches even one attack on us. That should be it for that. And anytime you want, you could also skip the battle speed, which is really good, especially if you already know what you're up to. Perfect. We're not taking any damage right now this turn, so it's perfectly fine to do that. Now, if we start off with a slash here, he is critting us first because he's coming up here on the start. So what if we do a blitz instead? A blitz would push him all the way back down over there, so that's definitely the one that we want. So we crit him, pushed him back, and now we can definitely take our turns and just do whatever we want here. Which should be enough for the kill, right? Yeah, as long as we slash and we use the Discharge, kill shot. And there it is, done. And there you guys have it. This is just a preview though, so keep in mind everything that you're seeing here is subject to change, but so far, I'm loving. I'm not sure where the story goes from this, but at least the combat is actually really far. It makes you think. I like the combo system and everything entangled with it, so definitely want to keep your eyes on. September 8th is the release date. This is only a preview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you next time.